Look at verse 6. Our third and final section. There are two ways to live. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked will perish. We have two clear ways of living here. There's the way of the righteous, which is the way that delights in God's law, the way that God knows and cares for and keeps His people. And there's the way of the wicked, those who continue to kick and fight against God. As we look at this, verses 1 through 3 is a prescription for all humanity. Verses 1 and 3 is a prescription for how we're supposed to live if we want to be blessed. We were all supposed to keep ourselves from walking in the counsel of the wicked and standing with the sinners and sitting with the scoffers. We're all supposed to delight in God's law. Does it describe any of us? It's a prescription for all of us, but does it describe any of us? No. No one here can say, I have delighted in God's law supremely and perfectly all day, all night, every day of my life. None of us have the right to claim this blessed state. This passage describes no one here, but describes one person. See, this passage is prescribing how we are all supposed to live, but we've all failed. It describes perfectly Jesus Christ. It describes only one person because only one person has truly been perfectly obedient to God. Jesus alone perfectly delighted in the law and perfectly obeyed the law. He alone was the righteous one, the blessed one. See, Jesus Christ is God Himself, as we've already sung about. As we're preparing for Christmas, we're singing about when God came to be with us, when God took on flesh. See, God looks down at us and He sees that we're all going our own way and there's no hope for us. No one is righteous. No one delights in Him. And so He came down to be among us. God the Son took on flesh, became like us in every way except for sin. That way He could be the righteous one. He would delight in God's law. He would be perfectly obedient. Whatever He heard God say, He said and obeyed. Whatever He saw God doing, He did perfectly. See, while we were rejecting God, God was taking on our flesh. While we were rebelling against God, God was coming to love us. While we refused God and His proper rule, God Himself, who took on flesh, allowed Himself to be mocked and beaten and spat upon and nailed to a tree to be hung to die for us. See, we cannot obey the law enough to be that blessed person, so God Himself came in Jesus Christ to let us share in His blessed estate. Jesus alone deserves that blessed estate. He dies for us because we are the wicked, we are the mockers. He dies in our place, so the wrath of God is poured on Him instead of us. And therefore we are no longer counted among the wicked who cannot be in the congregation of the righteous. We are taken up and we get to participate in His happy state. See, we're all supposed to be obedient, but we're all disobedient. But the one obedient Son, Jesus Christ, He obeyed. And if we believe in Him, we believe in His death, we believe in His resurrection, we believe in everything He taught us, we get to be happy in Him. We get to be happy. We get to be called into God's perfect kingdom. See, there's two ways to live. We can accept Jesus Christ. We can believe in Jesus Christ. We can believe in His promises of what He said, of who He said He was and what He did, or we can reject Him. We can believe in Jesus and be set up into His happy estate and begin to pursue happiness, can we reject Him. We can reject God's good word. We can reject God's good law. And we will face the judgment alone. And that judgment will destroy us. The choice is ours. Will we believe in who Christ is as the perfect, blessed man, or will we continue throwing God off and rejecting His right rule?